Hello, my name is Kevin Casey with QJS, the cleaning guy. I hope this message finds you and your family safe and well. And I thought I would take a few minutes to explain a little bit of a decontamination process. We're getting a lot of questions in this regard. And so I thought I would give you this overview. I truly hope that you do not require this service, but I need you to be a little bit educated if you do require this. If you have a confirmed case of COVID-19 in your home or in your work environment, I need you to be able to make educated decisions as far as how to decontaminate or choose a company to help you with that. So the first part of that is proper PPE, personal protective equipment. Not only that you have it, but an individual needs to be properly trained to gown and to degown in order to properly protect themselves. Also believe it's very important just to wait a period of time for the last person to be out of there, so any droplets might be removed, and it's a little bit safer an environment to be entering into. The other component of this is chemistry. So what is the best chemistry to use in order to kill this virus? It's good to know that this COVID-19 is a new enough virus that there hasn't been specific testing on this with disinfectants. However, it is the family of coronaviruses. Which is not new to our industry, to the medical industry. And so there has been chemistry that is tested to kill this family of viruses quite effectively. I'm really seeing three different categories of effective disinfectants out there. And there may be more, but three that I wanted to focus on and just help you with. So the first one is sodium hypochlorite, also known as bleach. Very effective disinfectant. Often we have it in our household, but I want you to be very careful because if that is mixed with any other chemicals, it can be very hazardous and very dangerous. So proceed with caution with using that. As well, very harsh on a lot of the other surfaces other than hard surfaces. So woods or particularly soft surfaces can cause a lot of damage. So that particular product I'm very cautious with. Hydrogen peroxide is the other one, household product again. So there's a lot of different types of chemistry out there using this. Can kill viruses very effectively. So make sure you do your research. Again, a little concerned about how harsh it is on some other surfaces other than hard surfaces. So you might want to be cautious with that. Fine fabrics and that you might find a real concern there. So be cautious with that. The third one is quaternary ammonium chloride, also known as a quat disinfectant. This is a very common disinfectant used in our industry and can be very effective, often not very high or low in the pH scale, so therefore it's not as aggressive on some softer surfaces. It's probably one of the better ones. From a variety of different surfaces. Different chemistry also sometimes allows a little bit of a residue left behind, so there's just kind of an ongoing protection for a brief period of time there that can help with that. So I think that is a worthwhile consideration. Again, I really want you to be educated in the decisions that you're making. Make sure you read up on what is being recommended and then you're using it appropriately. Third part of decontamination is the training and the equipment and the processes that are used. We focus on hard surface rooms, so washrooms, kitchens, lobbies, main hallways. And these areas can be what we call wet fogged, using these effective solutions and putting them in a very fine particulate to fog these areas in order to saturate them. All these different chemicals require a certain amount of dwelling time in order to provide a kill factor. So it needs to be fine enough to get into to smaller areas, but it needs to be saturated to keep these areas wet. And so we just start with that. The second part of that process is all high touch or dermal areas. These areas all need to be sprayed again with contact time that's appropriate to the solution throughout the facility. So got to make sure those surfaces are clean, then apply a disinfectant, and then follow up afterwards to be wiping or washing that disinfectant. During this time, you need to just consider all the other areas that are perhaps not high touch, but what is the level of concern that you have? How much decontamination is required So you need to evaluate the rest of your environment. If you're going into an office environment, you have offices that have personal belongings and papers and files. You also have areas that are sensitive equipment, so keyboards and screens, other sensitive equipment in different environments. You need to ask yourself, do they need to be saturated in order to be properly disinfected? So make sure that you're asking those right questions and getting some effective answers that makes you feel comfortable. Also, wood surfaces. You can have some really beautiful wood furnishings, but some of these disinfectants, they leave a haze or potentially damaging the finish, depending what the finish is. And so you need to evaluate what is needed and what is appropriate for finer furnishings, as well as fine fabrics. So all these things need to be considered. You need to be working with a professional that is going to be asking and working through those questions and making sure you're getting the best service that you need according to your environment. So we hope that you are well. We hope that you're safe. If you're in need of our services, please reach out to us. In the meantime, stay safe and take care of your community and your family.